Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Movie Club here on SWW. I've got Mike with me. I'm AJ today. As we're recording
Tomorrow,
this,
he might also be AJ too.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've got a few names that I can go by, so
This is true. Like, I was thinking this the other day. So AJ is a unique name in the sense of very, very few people in the world have ever named their kid AJ.
I was actually supposed to be just AJ.
But you know what I'm saying? But you agree that's a rarity, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Like,
it's usually an abbreviation or an initialization.
Andrew Jr. I'd say is the most common.
It's usually a junior of
Andrew
some
Jackson.
sort. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, it's just the most funniest thing of like, it's almost like a nickname for Junior, and I don't know how we've come to this point. Maybe that'd be a thing. But anyway, you'll be AJ today, AJ tomorrow. But as you were saying,
Yeah, I was gonna say we've got probably a shoe-in for visual effects of the year.
I'll give you there is a couple things we're about to talk about here in Tron Ares that I think are really stand out. There are a couple things that are less standoutable. But visuals is one of the visuals I think in audio are the two of this film I go, yeah, this is very good at what they do.
Yeah, it'll probably win visual effects. It'll win.
It's interesting though, knowing that the whole soundtrack was Nine Inch Nails, because like obviously they made the decision of like most of it being non like vocal stuff. So like it's a very interesting decision kind of how they kind of played, I think, their audio throughout. And like I don't think we discussed it, like that was the end code song for like the main song we've been hearing.
Yeah, as alive as you want me to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the Daft Punk album had 0 vocals on it.
That part, I guess, maybe it's interesting to me that like that part to me was like, it's interesting because it almost feels like a like jarring mode of having that song starting to play versus like I would have maybe started it like a minute or two earlier and like phase it into the credits, for example.
I will say though, I was a little worried going into the Nine Inch Nails being the soundtrack for this, just because they're generally a little more rock and industrial. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't have been worried. I don't know what I was worried about.
No, like they were like it is not a complaint for what they did. Like I do think audio is one of the ways it's played.
So good. Like the Daft Punk for Legacy fit that aesthetic to a T. Right? Like if you ask somebody, hey, we're making this futuristic film where it's a bunch of computer programs and it's really clean and it's, you know, it's really dark, but it's really bright at the same time. And it's going to be in the mid 2000s. Who should our soundtrack be? And yeah, I would have gone like dance music, like club music, and probably would have gone with Daft Punk. But yeah, I mean, Tron Ares suffers the same fate as Legacy. Visually stunning, soundtrack's amazing, story is nothing.
So I was trying to think this in my head, right? So like the thing I feel like this film came to me the closest. So one of them is like a more comical, like I think this film to me feels similar to that Ryan Reynolds film a couple years ago. Like it's interesting, kind of. I feel like that Race to Time with AI feeling kind of was there. But the thing that actually made the Matrix film from a couple years ago, it like a Legacy sequel, and you just kind of walk out and go, what was the point of that? Like, and this was an example of like, there are moments where this is fine. Like there are like we meet Jeff Bridges, sure. Like I think that's a cool moment. It's fun. It plays fine. Like a little corny, whatever. Like I think some of the stuff like in the actual world, cool. Like what was the the invasion of the entire game coming in, like, and just trying to invade the world was fun to a point until it got to the level of like a global invasion's happening here.
Well, but in the thing So to your point of like legacy sequels, I'm of two minds in regards to Ares. I'm glad they waited so the visual fidelity was that much better,
Mm-hmm.
but it was too big of a gap.
Yeah, because no one cares. Like no one.
Yeah. 5 years ago?
Yeah, we're close enough. Yeah, you
Like-
memory of it.
Yeah. Now, granted, 5 years ago would have put it into COVID, and it probably wouldn't have been coming out until now anyway. But
It's like Tron Legacy was already the whole legacy. It was a legacy sequel. Like it's truly one of the first legacy, like one of those. And like if you're gonna play off the back of it and just have a thing again, you want it to be closer. You don't want it to keep doing like the legacy, like unless you like you're too high budget to play that like that cult following type thing for this.
well, and that was the
This
thing.
needs to be a
Right?
$50 million film if you're gonna do that.
Yeah. We knew Tron Legacy was getting a sequel, like within 6 months of it coming out. They said as much. And then they just
That
kept
film made
delaying
money.
and delaying, and then it just went quiet. And you're like, okay, I've given up. Like, it's a really
Give you
cool
an
aesthetic.
idea to back up that one. Tron Legacy did 409 million on a 170 mil budget.
Yeah, it made money.
Like it was directed by Joseph Kosinski, who obviously will go on to do Top Gun Maverick. Like it's wild to me the drop off here. Because we're talking now, Tron Ares on an estimated $180 million budget at 103 at the box office.
Also, can we just say how film budgets are just abhorrent now? Like,
Yeah, now, so we'll kind of, I think we might touch on this next week. Is that like Warner's the box office with the best films this year, and like the whole shtick there is all the films are like under $80 million that are like in their best performers. Like it's this wild thing of like they remembered the thing of just keep making mid-budget films and like some will stick and that's how you make your money. Instead of Disney still doing the let's make 150 to 200 million dollar, used to be 250 million by the way if you notice the cut down in Disney budgets. Bets every year and hope they all hit. But yeah, no Disney. But like the other also this, if you look back for Disney budgets, this is a tighter Disney budget.
yeah. To put it into perspective, so Tron Ares has a $180 million budget, supposedly.
Yeah, rough. We could eyeball, which I think sounds fair though if you
We'll
look
call
at
it
it like
200. Like,
a lot of CG, but like
yeah.
if you think about tight cast, relative factors, I could see kind of where it's that type of.
One battle after another had a budget of $130 million. You're trying to tell me a movie that is grossing worldwide, it's at 163. To put it into perspective, like, I don't know, what do you think would be a movie of this, a similar cast
Of this?
prominence of one battle after another? I'm just trying to bring up the budget.
You could probably look at like, because I know he does special deals, so I'm like something like a Tarantino film.
Okay. Oppenheimer was a $100 million budget.
And to be fair, people took a discount to work with him there. Like that one, we all like it's kind of famous. Everyone took discounts, but like you suddenly still get the point there.
I'm not saying that like discounts and stuff
but like
don't exist.
TBH though, in this film, I understand Jared Leto was the top biller, but like, what is that? $5 million? Like no one in this film is making real money. Jeff Bridges shows up for 2 minutes. He got paid
honestly, his
$500
salary is
grand to
probably
walk
the
on
highest.
set. But like he got paid to walk onto set.
Yeah.
If that. If he was doing another film, they just said, go stand here for a minute in this green screen. Let's be honest. I'm not sure he was there. I never met Jared Leto.
I just don't get why, like, why movies like One Battle After Another has such a high budget when something like this, which, to be honest, I would assume this was easily a 240, 250. Just from like knowing it's Disney, knowing it's basically all CG.
Yeah, but that CG, like looking at the CG, like for me, like the world's really cool, but like they're in a very tight spot, but then shot really wide. Like I bet you that stuff's less expensive, those type of shots, and they fundamentally used to be on such a comical level.
Yeah.
Like it's the shots are expensive when I'm zooming into objects, and like I want to see those fidelities for sure. Or like the CG in the real world, I think is where those shots got expensive.
And honestly, like, you think about fidelity, they kind of they took the easy road where a ton of this shit's at night. So you don't really need high fidelity stuff. You can kind of fudge some of that stuff when it's just dark out. That being said, the scene of them riding the light cycles through Vancouver and then just hitting the beam. Obviously, that shot was spoiled in the trailer, but just that shot of beam slicing the police car in half and then them just booking it was really cool. They also
they were cool shots. I like some of the ideas. I like how some light cycle stuff will work. It gets,
but they broke a bunch of the rules that they set up in Legacy.
No, that's but like this isn't the same system though. Is like, was it the same? Is it still? Because they're in not. What's the name of the guy? They're in whose system? They're like this is Dillinger's system.
No, they're on the grid. Like,
but
there's
you don't think
different. Okay, the way that they make it sound in Ares is that MCOM and Dillinger are on the grid together.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a communal grid, if you will. So theoretically, it's the same grid as Legacy.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right.
But just like in Legacy, we're taught that the beam from any of the vehicles is basically a one-hit kill.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can touch it, like you can physically interact with it, but any sort of momentum into it and you're dead, or you derez. Why is that not the case when they go into the real world and they're like building ramps with it?
Yeah.
It's like, what is it, right? Now, is that supposed to be their, oh, well, they're in the real world, so there's actually physics. Well, if there's physics, then none of this shit works.
Mm-hmm.
And also, to your point of like a world scale invasion, how much are you going to do in 28 minutes?
Wait, because they keep there is like a like to be fair, if they timed it right and to control the system, like in theory they just like endlessly loop it. But like the reason they're not fully invading is because there is a capacity problem.
Is it they never, why do they never really solidify exactly why the 28-minute limit exists? Why it's that arbitrary number?
No, was it not for like a past film thing?
No, because they've never gone to the real world except for the end of Legacy when he pulls God, what's her name?
Oh yeah.
And she's riding on the back of his motorcycle. And they don't talk about it then. And it's like that, you've already established programs can be in the real world without fear of derezzing. Or fear of I guess, time derez. And then in this, it's such a big point of contention. And they show like Dillinger's place is quite a distance from the MCOM office. Like, they've wasted half their time just getting to the building.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, when you start, that's what I mean by at the top of like the story is just non-existent effectively. Like as soon as you start to think about this movie, it doesn't make sense.
No, that's like
So just don't think effectively. And if you don't think, because I saw this with my brother, and we went in just to have a good time.
so. Actually, I need to talk about my experience. Did I text you what I did?
Yeah, he went to 40. We streamed. And I think you mentioned that you did it.
Yeah, I went to a 4DX. So I had 3D glasses. I had water spraying up my face. Except, okay, so like 8 of us in this theater of like 40 seats, right? Because it's whatever day of the week. Why were we all in the same row? And when I booked it, I was the only one in this row.
Yeah, we were the first Dolby showing that they offered.
Yeah.
So it was like theoretically we were one of the first people in the Midwest that aren't press that had seen the movie.
That's decent.
Yeah. Which I've experienced that before. Most famously, I saw Interstellar like 10 days before it came out in IMAX on film. It was an incredible experience. And it was so difficult because I went with like 5 or 6 guys from college. And we had to be so careful during class and around like social areas of like the 5 or 6 of us that saw this, we really want to talk about this movie. But everybody else around us were film majors and they wanted to see the movie as well. So we were like, all right, we have to, kind of sanction ourselves off so we can have this discussion. Just leave. But yeah, this is a great movie if you just want to be entertained. Right? If you don't want to think about plot lines or any of that, you just go into it and it's like, this is awesome. It looks great. Soundtrack's great.
It sounds great. It looks great.
Visuals are awesome.
Trying to think of what else is there to offend on it? Like there is like Jared Leto's, I don't know, interesting. Like it's this. I don't have the same hatred some people do of like his acting, but like
the Ares character is cool.
The Ares characters, there are moments he's cool. I like the whole like he brings him in for like the DoD presentation and then like he dies once you feel what's happening. Like it was kind of cool. Like the mom we were talking about. What the fuck's going on with this weird cartoon villain family? But she produced an air that's worse. Like what is this?
Yeah. Michigan's own Gillian Anderson, by the way.
Are you proud? Not proud?
Of her? Proud.
Of her.
Proud of her because I know where she grew up. We have friends that were friends of their family. Yeah, like I will say, the coolest thing about this movie, hands down, without fail, if anybody asks me, is this a cool movie? All I'm going to tell them is they recreated the first one. Like, not Legacy. They went back to Tron and nailed it.
They actually, literally, they went back to Tron.
Yeah, like, it was awesome. He pops in and, like, I was wondering because, obviously, so Ares goes into the original grid. And, obviously, it's 80s aesthetic. I was wondering, are they going to do the 80s aesthetic around him and then he's just in like modern aesthetic? Should be kind of cool. But no, like the effect slowly fades onto him. I don't know if you'd be able to see this in a normal theater or if it would require something that's a little higher res like an IMAX or a Dolby. But when he first gets into the grid, he is just like full quality. And the effect of him being on the 80s grid like fades onto him. Now, I don't know if that's a goof, but it was kind of cool. So,
No, I'm trying to. Also, I would tell people this is one of the ones that, like, if you had a good deal, right? It was like, hey, you had AMC deal, go to the 40x stuff. Like, this is the type of thing where it's like, do the economically best format you can find. We're not saying break the bank format best find, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's a film that you want to experience.
This is a film that, hey, if you've got. If the Dolby's $2 more, yeah, like this is a good movie to spend that on.
Yeah, where if it's like $20 more, we'd both go, no.
Yeah, if IMAX is like $5 more, yeah. This is a fun experience. Like,
you know, it's a fun film.
It's one of those movies where I say see it on as big a screen as possible. Now, normally I reserve that for like Nolan films, but this is just, dude, it's just a great time. Like, this is shut your mind off, cool visual. Now, granted, you have to be into this visual of like this ultra modern.
This is like a very like sci-fi. Yeah, this is a very specific.
Yeah. If you like sci-fi cyberpunk,
this is like even like Matrix, though. Like it's that type of like
very this is like above the Matrix, dude.
Sure, but this is like I consider like the shark type, like the I call it like the futuristic sci-fi, like the one with a very specific.
I guess if you like the aesthetic of Legacy, but we're like, I wish it was more brooding. Here you go. The blacks are blacker. The highlight color is red. Boom. And honestly, it moves pretty well too. I was a little worried that it might slow down at times. It's 2 hours. And it scoots along pretty well.
No, it really does. What was your? So we talked about obviously mom. Obviously, the kid was a dumb villain. Say that. Like, there's a reason the AIs became the villain at a certain point.
Oh, but he was a perfect like tech bro douchebag.
Sure, but also going back to them a second, their end goal, like you keep saying, we could do 20 minutes. Their end goal was to get the life code so they could invade Earth, right? At that point, like what was their goal?
I think they have two goals, right? Like Dillinger's pitch to the military is these things die after 28 minutes, but we can keep printing them. And then Dillinger, the kid's goal was to find the permanence code. They never really say what he would do with the permanence code.
Like, I'm like, the part with the actual kid makes sense. He's going to sell stuff to the dude. Like, he could like make money off that part and like whatever.
The Dillinger system pitch makes sense. But the whole like, because then like, if you get the permanence code, your entire pitch changes.
Yes.
Right? Where it's like, it's no longer, oh, these things just die in 28 minutes, so who cares? Now it's, we've created super soldiers.
It's interesting to me that on the...
Again, like thinking too much about this movie, you tear everything down. So just have a good time. Enjoy that the store clerk drives a shitbox early 2000s Honda Civic. And Ares just hops in and is like, yes, 2001 Civic, of course. My brother and I looked at each other and just laughed. We're like, of course this dude would drive that. And I will say, to kind of the point about Leto and his acting or lack thereof.
Like to clarify, I want to start with this with Leto. Everybody who thinks he's the worst actor in the world. I will show you worst actors.
Oh yeah, there's way worse.
Like he overacts. He's the character. I'll give you, but
yeah, at times he can get a little overacty. He played Ares as like this autistic know-it-all, and I thought it was perfect. It was like this emotionless, just know-it-all, and you're like, yeah, no, we all know autistic dudes that are exactly like this.
Mm-hmm.
Very monotone, just, yes, 2001 Honda Civic has got a 2.5 liter. I like Depeche Mode. Why do you like Depeche Mode? Because it's good. Okay, sure. Whatever, kid. I don't care.
Why do you like Depeche Mode?
I want to know, like, I don't think it's come up in interviews why they chose Depeche Mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you think about what Ares is supposed to be, right? Like bleeding edge technology. Why would it go back to prefer basically? It'd be like if a person today was like, my favorite music is the music from when we were cavemen and we were bashing rocks together. Right? Like his ideal music is literally the beginning of his existence. Which is, I don't get. Also, I don't know if you caught this. When Ares is doing his, like, I know Kung Fu for Eve's life, did you notice that she wears a Daft Punk shirt in one of the videos?
No.
As like a fun little reference.
No, I did not.
Yeah. So, because the only reason I noticed it is because I've seen that shirt a few times. So I know what it is. And it's actually a album cover. And I was like, oh, that's a fun little reference to Legacy. And I thought, because you don't, you haven't gone into the original grid yet at that point, I was like, okay, cool. Like they got the reference to Legacy out of the way. And we know they're doing a little bit more in-depth with the original Tron. Is that literally the only reference to Legacy? I thought that was going to be it, right? And I would have been fine with just that. I would have thought it was a little weird of like, oh, you do a full act of the film as a reference to the first one, and you don't reference the second one at all, other than like a Easter egg. And then they've got Sam and Quinn, I forget what her name is, like the photos at the very end, and I'm going, oh. So are they going to say Ares is going to go try to find Sam?
I think so.
Like, is that what they're insinuating there? Yeah. But this is definitely, like, in terms of what I recommend this film, absolutely, if you just want to go shut your brain off for 2 hours. Right. If
Again,
you just want caveman enjoyment of looks good, loud noises, good time, boom. And like the whole family can go see this, right? Like, it's not super violent.
No, like even it's very cartoon violence. It fits the sci-fi aesthetic in that way.
But yeah,
I would agree. Go check this out. Don't expect super high expectations. I will stick with my lines of that. But it's a visual fun film.
Yeah, that's just go into it. Just pretty lights. There you go. So yeah,
We'll catch everyone next time.
next time.